I'm a very social person in the sense that I like meeting new people and I love talking to new people and hearing about everyone's experiences and sharing my own to an extent where I knew that for my career, it had to be something very collectivistic, something very social, not just कि लोगों से मिलना है और उनसे बात करना है. When I am a person that has a lot of potential in varied fields, and I come from a background where I have always been given a choice. I want to study in a place where I am still given a lot of choice. And at the same time, if I was studying communication in India, I would not be able to say कि इसके बाद मैं law का सोच रही हूँ, journalism का सोच रही हूँ, international relations and politics का भी सोच रही हूँ. I would not have that option. If I'm studying abroad, I have that option. So for us, it was more about कि our parents had this amazing quality of life where they went from 0 to 1,000. जब उन्होंने हमारे लिए 1,000 provide किया है, तो if we went to the US, maybe we could make it from 1,000 to 10,000. Yeah. I think from an undergrad point of view, I think there's two very large misconceptions people that are applying for undergrad have. Number one is that Ivies are the perfect school for you. If you think about it logically, अगर हम सब बच्चे एक स्कूल को अपना ड्रीम स्कूल समझते हैं, but we're all so incredibly unique, how does it make sense that this one school is perfect for all of us? So I think a lot more time and effort and a lot more criteria needs to be put into selecting the perfect school for you. And that applies to course also. Like there were some courses which had the option of comedic journalism, which I'm interested in. So that was something that really appealed to me. So that's one misconception that needs to be sorted out moving forward.
Yeah, it's huge. And the thing is, you'll see and talk to so many people who would be like, you need to sell a sob story. You need to say तुम्हारी जिंदगी में क्या बाधा हुआ है, क्या तकलीफ हुआ है, ये सब. But वो सब अगर है तकलीफ वगैरह, sure, talk about it. But it's talk about the good parts also, the bad parts also, everything. You are unique as a person, and don't try to find new things to try to change that. Be true to yourself and you'll come off as that.
I am extremely anxious about choosing the right university for myself. So I think once I get past that, then I'll be chill, hopefully.
मेरे को तो मालूम है, बस जाना है, पढ़ना है, sorted है.
Hi guys, welcome to another podcast from Ace My Prep, and today I literally have both of my sweetest students for the fall 2024 intake. I have two beautiful sisters here. I have Mahika and Anika, who are planning to go to USA to some of the top universities. In fact, they've made it to a lot of top schools, and they are individually planning to go to very good top-ranked universities. Let's go through this podcast and find out more. All right, so let's start with a brief introduction from both of you. Hi, Anika. Hi, Mahika. How are you both?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead with, I think, the youngest first. All right. So Mahika, let's hear from you very quickly.
Hi, I'm Mahika. I'm a recent 12th standard graduate from Pune, and I'm looking to study communications in the US, after which I'll branch into law, journalism, politics, international relations, and hopefully I'll take a shot at everything.
All right. Anika, let's hear from you.
I'm 21 years old. I'm in my 4th year of my undergrad in Pune. I'm currently studying at the MIT Institute of Design, and I'm getting my bachelor's in product design specifically. So I was looking to study for my master's in the US, and the programs that I'm kind of looking to is human-computer interaction. So it's kind of a field that moves more into UI, UX design, into artificial intelligence, VR, AR, things like that. And so, yeah, I'm more based in the tech field. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you, both of the sisters, figure out something that is not really very stereotypical? You're doing very different things, right? And not typical engineers or doctors. So how did you manage to find your passion?
Right. So for me, at least personally, so when I was in, 11th, 12th grade, whatever, my mom's an interior designer and my dad is a chemical engineer. So I've kind of had influences from both the design side and the engineering side, right? So in 12th grade, the fields that I was looking to were kind of fields that combined both of these professions together. And through a lot of different kinds of research, talking to a lot of different people, friends, seniors, things like that, I landed on design and architecture. So these were the two fields that I was going towards, and somehow just fell into design, got the college that I really wanted. And further moving forward into that, I found industrial design, which really combines engineering as a part of design very strongly. And that's something that I wanted, and that's something that interested me, and I felt challenged me enough. So once I fell into industrial design, just talking to people, just talking to people from my field, talking to seniors, talking to a lot of different faculty, you learn about a lot of different fields. And more than that, there was this one course that we had that was called human machine interaction. And I was just the most interested in that. It was something that was so new to me, and it intrigued me. And when I learned about the scope that this field has, especially currently in the United States, and I knew that's where I wanted to go for my master's anyway, I just jumped on it. And yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be great.
All right. Maika, let's hear from you.
And for me, I'm a very social person in the sense that I like meeting new people, and I love talking to new people and hearing about everyone's experiences and sharing my own. To an extent where I knew that for my career, it had to be something very collectivistic, something very social. Not just कि लोगों से मिलना है और उनसे बात करना है, also लोगों के लिए कुछ करना है. There has to be some sort of impact. So I did consider things like medicine. I was very interested in marine bio as well. But at the end of the day, I realized that I'm very confident and I'm able to articulate my thoughts very well. And I think that's a really good strength I've developed over time with support of my parents and my sister. So I thought that communication is a good field to go for, especially in the US, because they focus more on things like rhetoric, they focus on negotiation, which is skills that are very important in a democratic society. So,
great. So I think, first things first, I think where did this idea of study abroad come from will not be a completely justified question here, because you've sort of had your roots, in the US. But why particularly this year, or how did you reach to the conclusion that both of you have to make it to the US this year? And what were your expectations?
Right. So basically, our dad studied in the US. Our parents both lived, just as a little background, our parents both lived in the US for around 7 years. I was born there. Maika was born here, but we both are also US citizens, just by birth and from our parents. So I think learning about their life in the United States, especially after having studied in the United States, just seeing how drastically and how vastly their quality of life changed. Even coming back to India, they were given a lot of standing, in their workplaces, going to interviews and all, just having that tag of having their masters in the US made a huge difference to their lives. And more than that, I think it enriched them culturally a lot. There's a lot of diversity in the US that is difficult to find in other places. And them being in that environment, they learned so many different things from so many different cultures that it just made them holistic, and it's just made them more mindful. So I think that was something that Mahika and I both really, really looked up to. And we saw that that's kind of the life that we want to create for ourselves as well. Now, ideally, I would have liked to go to the US for my undergrad as well. But due to some family reasons, we couldn't manage that then. So I just thought that for my master's, it's something, I'm an adult now, and it's something that I absolutely must push for. And even if I have to do it on my own, it doesn't matter. I want to do this. And when the time came around for me to actually start looking for colleges, start looking for courses that I want to do, a thought popped in my head, which was just, why will Mahika wait here for another 4 years when I know that she wants to end up in the US herself as well, right? She had the same thought process as I did. So I just, as a suggestion, told her, why don't you try applying? What's the harm in applying? and she wanted to study law. That was something that she used to push from a kid as well. So law as a field, I don't know about its growth in India definitely, but in US it's definitely a lifestyle to run after, I would say. Law is given such a high position in the US. It's equivalent to being a doctor or an engineer in the US. So it's something that I suggested to her, and I don't know, I think she thought it was a good idea.
Okay. So Micah, again, so you'll have, of course, understood what Enika was trying to put forward in terms of making it to the next year. What are your expectations from making it?
I think when we thought about studying in the US, specifically when I was looking at my bachelor's in India, there was one major comparison which I think a lot of people that are currently studying in the US will agree with, is the fact that USA creates a very conducive environment to education. For example, there's a lot of flexibility with credits taki aap kaam karke you can try to fund your own education. There's a lot of flexibility with the sort of courses you can take, with minors, majors, with switching around your colleges or even switching around your courses. So that being said, it just felt like when I am a person that has a lot of potential in varied fields, and I come from a background where I have always been given a choice. I want to study in a place where I am still given a lot of choice. And at the same time, if I was studying communication in India, I would not be able to say कि इसके बाद मैं law का सोच रही हूँ, journalism का सोच रही हूँ, international relations and politics का भी सोच रही हूँ. I would not have that option. If I'm studying abroad, I have that option. So for us, it was more about कि our parents had this amazing quality of life where they went from 0 to 1,000. जब उन्होंने हमारे लिए 1,000 प्रोवाइड किया है, तो if we went to the US, maybe we could make it from 1,000 to 10,000.
Yeah.
So
makes sense. But as a bachelor level student, I mean, anybody watching this, first of all, from here would not sort of believe that all of this thought comes from somebody so young, right? So one part that I've really why I've loved working with you both is because you've really held on to your personalities, which are great, right? And I think you have such strong, sense of personalities individually. I think still a little bit different, but I think very confident. And that's why, it was very easy for me to talk to you always because you were yourself, right? But Mahika, especially for you, I mean, how do you manage to bring out all these great ideas from such a young mind?
I think a lot of it stems from my family, because my family is very unlike other people's families. We actually sit down and spend time with each other and have these conversations. And I'm the youngest in my family, even in my extended family. But my mom and my sister have never treated me that way. It's always been at par, it's always been equal. And a lot of responsibility has been given in the same way. A lot of mistakes have been made, a lot of learning has happened. So I think that's where it stems from, is that I was given the chance to grow up.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's also talk about your mom, because I think she has been great throughout this process. I think for me also the biggest sense of support that I know this will happen, because Mr. Dogma is going to go and run behind you and get it done. But I think she has set this exceptional level of support for you, right? So for any rather study abroad aspirant, I think it's very important to have some parents, one of your parents looking after this, right? So I mean, what sort of recommendation do you give to students who wish to go ahead and talk to their parents about it? What sort of support do you think they should go ahead and discuss with their family?
Right. So I have an incident for this very specifically that I remember. So I think I was in my second year, and I had already started looking around for organizations that help you get abroad, like Yes, my Prep, for example, right? So I had attended 1 or 2 webinars and all, and start में तो वो लोग इतना सारा information दे देते हैं, right off the bat, like you need to do this. You're already late, you're already running behind, right? So I immediately panicked. I'm immediately scared, and and I'm the elder sibling of the house, right? So I think it's just ingrained in me that I have to do this on my own. I have to take it all on my shoulders, and I have to very independently go ahead and get this done, right? But there came a breaking point with all of this, which was even before we spoke to Ace My Prep, actually. So there came a huge breaking point with this, where I was just looking at GRE, IELTS, things like this. College कौन सा करना है, कहाँ करना है, fees का कैसे करेंगे खुद से manage, and just a lot of different things, right? There's so many elements that come with it. And I think ऐसा एक point हुआ था और my mom just one day casually asked me कि क्या हो रहा है US का, क्या सोच रही हो वगैरह, and मैं बताने लगी and I just broke down, okay, like completely broke down, crying, tears, everything, the full works, right? So and I told her it's because I feel so much pressure and I just feel like I have to climb Everest and I have with me just one stick. Okay, and I don't know how that one stick is going to help me make it up Everest. It just seems impossible. So I think then I didn't ask her also, but I think she realized that she needs to step up for us right now, right? She really needs to be there. So if you're a student going abroad, and I'm telling you, it's at the start, it's going to get really overwhelming, right? Everyone knows this. I would really suggest, instead of waiting around like me to have a breaking point, that you go to your parent, whoever is there with you, and just very flat out ask them ki, hey, listen, I need help with this. I either need you to help me organize things, I need you to help me find organizations that will help me, or I need you to come sit with me, be on Google with me for an hour or two, whatever. So our mom really stepped up. And after that, finding Ace My Prep was all her. Talking to other organizations was all her. Setting up meetings, calls, registering for webinars, everything was done by her. So, and parents always come through. It's just about asking them. I think us as teenagers, we kind of close off from our parents and we want to try to do everything on our own. But trust me, going abroad is no joke. You probably won't be able to do it on your own. Like, I'm not trying to discourage anyone here, but it really is very difficult and it's a long and tiring process. And again, sitting in India, it's so hard just through your laptop screen to try to understand what's going to be happening in the US, what's going to be happening in Europe, to try to understand their processes is very difficult. So my suggestion would be just ask your parents first. Absolutely. Make sure they are 100% on board and willing to help you, and take their help if they're offering it. It's very important. Yeah.
Mika, do you want to add something to this?
Yeah, also, like, I think as teenagers, a trend I'm noticing is that kids have started disregarding their parents' experiences. With the entire notion of कि आपका जमाना अलग था, हमारा अलग है, आप क्या समझोगे, आप क्या advice दोगे? But you have to realize that they have a lot of years of experience and they've lived parallel lifestyles to yours. So at the end of the day, if I'm freaking out about moving abroad or applying to these universities कि मेरा admission नहीं हुआ तो पैसा नहीं मिला तो, so all of things, if you just sit down, tell them ki, hi, I'm concerned about this, they might be able to guide you or support you in certain ways. Like, for example, I started getting concerned ki agar mera fall intake mein nahi mila to, and for whatever reason it was just set in my head ki I can only go in the fall of 2024, not later, not sooner. So when I voiced this to her, she was able to tell me ki spring intake hota hai, tum gap year leke next year le lo, and it came very easily from her. So a lot of problems that we think of as so large, our parents can actually help us condense it. Plus, two brains is always better than one. So
and I think it's like very important to keep communication lines open in your family. Like, it doesn't matter what your family structure is like, whether you guys are close, whether you guys are not. When it comes to a huge life change like this, at the end of the day, you're just a student still. You haven't seen the real world. You don't know what the real world is like, and you're jumping right into it. So your family is going to be your hugest support, and like, you absolutely need to keep that communication line open with them, I would suggest. Yeah.
So honestly, I have been somebody, honestly, a victim of this. When I got my first offer, I was like years back, and honestly, Mrs. Jamar was very educated about the entire study abroad industry. She knew how to research, she knew what to talk of, right? And just asking the right questions and how to differentiate between the consultants for that matter. For example, my parents, they were very supportive of me, but they didn't know how to, carry out this research, right? And there are, honestly, most of the students are like that, right? They will have parents who are very supportive, but the parents maybe would not have the time, or let's say they're not able to, carry on this research for them, right? In my case, it was a very plain, simple thing, and I sort of thought, okay, ये तो नहीं कर पाएंगे research, I have to do it. So luckily, again, the elder sister, sort of feeling, okay, I need to do it on my own. And I had my offer, I had everything done, and I cracked RWTH Aachen Rank 1, Germany, my target course. So I still have that pain. कि अगर तभी discuss कर लेती, and I went to them at the very last moment, you know. By that time, there was not enough time to sort out the finances, to the visa, and that's when I realized, okay, I should have gone and turned out. Right.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching this, talk to your parents in whatever capacity. They will help you, especially the costs. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Talking about doing this entire research, always mentioned that your mother was primarily carrying out this research. But what are your expectations of a study abroad counselor or a company who would be helping you out in this process? As from a very third party perspective, what were you trying to look at?
So I think for me, simply it was I don't necessarily trust Google as much, right? There's so much information out there, and if I Google, I can just find tons and tons of information about everything that I need. So I needed someone to actually guide me and tell me that, yeah, this is correct, this actually happened, this is true, this is false, whatever. So basically, I really needed someone to help me with research.
Okay.
Whether it's colleges, whether it's courses, to just kind of streamline that process and make it faster, right? Even when it comes to applications, I knew I would need help with organization. If I'm applying to 6 different colleges, 7 different colleges, someone who can keep track of all the different applications, someone who can make sure I'm not missing any deadlines, someone who can make sure that I've got everything checked out before time. For all applications, right? And I think the third thing that I thought will need help with was financial aid. Because again, with financial aid, there's so much information out there, whether it's national scholarships, international scholarships. And since Mahika and I's status is a little bit confusing, right? We're American citizens, but we will be applying as international students because all our education has been done in India, right? So to navigate that as well, right? A lot of people that we told that, we have an American citizenship, we don't need a visa. They were like confused, completely disregarded it. They were like, okay, so by May, we'll do your visa appointment. And we're like, no, भैया आपको visa नहीं चाहिए. हमारे पास है, हम पहुंच जाएंगे. हमको बस उसके around help चाहिए. So yeah, someone who would understand our status and be able to navigate through that. So yeah, I think that is what we want.
I remember because there's something that the team understood. But I think when this point was being discussed, I think by your mother with the team, I think the team told the right answer. But then they came to me, that they're stressing enough. That did you understand this right? I was like, yeah, this is how it goes. This is the bare minimum logic. You are correct, right? But like, let's confirm it because it's the third time they're asking this. So I think I can understand the pain he's come from.
Yeah.
All right, Micah?
Also with searching for counselors, I think it's very possible to do your admissions and everything on your own. But when you're trying to further your education, there's a crunch on time, a crunch of resources, a crunch of money. So I didn't want to take that chance ki kuch galat ho gaya in filing, in admissions, in whatever you want to call it. So I thought it's much better to go with someone experienced in this professionally to guide me through the process. And like she said, our status is pretty unique. So to understand ki some universities classify me as a domestic student, some classify me as an international student. To understand all of those things, it's good to have a guidance counselor.
All right. So for an ideal student who wants to start researching of potential counselors to help them out, so what are the platforms you would naturally head to do this?
So I think for me it was a lot of talking into my phone and saying, US admissions, masters in the US. And I gave it like 2 days and apne aap so many webinars and things and posts kept coming. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, a lot of this kind of stuff. So for me, it just started with trying to attend a lot of webinars. It doesn't matter who is hosting it, what organization, nothing. Because मेरे को पहले खुद के लिए जानना था कि क्या स्कोप है, क्या टाइमलाइन होता है. पहला पॉइंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो था वो व्हाट इज द टाइमलाइन, व्हिच इज व्हाई लाइक आई मेंशन्ड अर्लियर मैंने सेकंड ईयर में ही स्टार्ट कर दिया था अपना रिसर्च, व्हिच अपॉन डूइंग दैट रिसर्च आई रियलाइज अभी थोड़ा जल्दी है. We can wait till the third year and then actually start on the processes. But it's never it's never a bad idea to start on early on only. So that would be great. But yeah, a lot of attending webinars and all to just get an idea of timelines. And then through the webinars, you'll learn, oh, okay, this organization hosted this. They've done a pretty good job. They have a lot of information. They have a lot of resources, a lot of channels that they are going through. So yeah, I think for me, it was like that. Our mom also helped out quite a bit. I think for my mother, Facebook was a really good tool. You join a lot of different study abroad groups and things like this. They have lots and lots of information posted there. Yeah.
And for me, it was actually mainly through my school. That's where the inertia started from. Is because we have higher education fairs, and in particular, there was this one firm came to my school in my 11th grade ka start, and they spoke about applying abroad and everything. So I went home, spoke to my mom about it. I said, this weekend, let's go visit them. Finally, a couple months later, we went and visited them. We spoke to them. And the counselor from their office told me that if I'm looking to get into journalism in the US, I'd have to do a BSc, which is the Bachelor of Science. And unse baat karke, I realized ki, at this point, I know more than they do. So if I want a counselor, it's going to take a lot of searching and hunting and roaming around to find out. So from that on, it was just months of visiting many different offices and trying to see who is able to understand our situation, what we're looking for. Because like you said in the start, we are not going for typical programs. Many counselors have good information on engineering, on medicine, maybe even law. Uske aage wo log bata nahi pate hai. So I think it's about having clarity on what you want. We also had this clarity that we want to be in a certain location in the US. Because we're moving together as a family. So once you've ironed out those details on your own, then you can start talking to all of these firms and seeing who actually understands you.
And I think like finding the right counselor for you, I wouldn't choose a counselor based on just their credentials, how many people they've helped get into IBs or things like that. I think you should more focus on who understands you as a person and who you connect with on a personal level, on a personality level, who matches your ideals, right? Because like Mahika said, I was in college then, but Mahika and my mom, they visited a lot and lot. So this is also another point. You really have to dedicate time to actually go to these offices, to hold meetings, to talk to people, and you must have a list of your own requirements. So you're able to communicate clearly to these organizations what you want from them. And a lot of places also, if you're looking for niche degrees, may just turn you away. I have myself been to 3-4 organizations where they were like, no, we just do STEM courses and that's it. Jao, aisa. So ye bhi bahut hota hai, but it's okay. Nothing to get nervous about. There are many more people out there who will help you. And more important to connect on a personal basis. Of course, I'm sure you will look into their credentials. They should have good credentials as well. But agar koi tumko samajh pa raha hai, and it will just make your entire, because you'll probably be working with these people for a year, right? They'll know everything about you and you'll know everything about them. And at the end of the day, it's about your life. And as a student, your education is your life, right? So it's a very important point to keep in mind.
Also,
go on.
Sorry. Also, like, it's important to look at every firm's method of working. So, for example, some of the firms that we visited would only help you apply to universities that they're affiliated with. So, for some students, that might be more reassuring. Ki, acha, yahan se yahan ka affiliation hai, to mera pakka se ho jayega. For us, it was more so when we spoke to Nikhil sir from Ace My Prep. He had a very systematic method of spreadsheets and looking at our profiles and finding out what is missing and what is extra, and trying to explain to us a timeline. We needed something more systematic. We needed someone who is able to explain to us the exact process and timeline that we could follow, that they could follow. So for each student, it's important that you talk to these firms and understand whose method of working matches with yours.
Right. I think working systematically, of course, it's not easy to put this entire journey to a very systematic approach because it's very lengthy. It's like full of a lot of complex decisions. It's very personalized, right? But I think when we start working and when Ace My Prep started working, I think the first thing we wanted to do is put a structure to, that there has to be some logic. It cannot go without logic. I think especially I think maybe being from an engineering background, I think just logic becomes your
Yeah.
first thing. I think there has to be a logic, and honestly, it's all mathematics, right? And it doesn't mean that it takes out the personalized aspect from your study abroad, but you need to know a fixed number of questions, right? That I need the answers to, right? And I know that there are a few permutation combinations that will work, right? So I think the structure, what was explained potentially to you over that call, I think that is the go-to thing, because unless you put a structure to it, you're just gonna run around here and there throughout
Yeah.
the year.
And that structure is basically what sold us on Ace My Prep. Just it's as simple as one of our first meetings with our counselors. We both got a personalized Excel spreadsheet. There were dates written, there were amounts written, times written, and even when it came to shortlisting colleges, right? The process was controlled. It was very controlled, but also we were given the time and space to be able to individually explore them. Right, each college that was given to us, a lot of information about it was given, but also we were able to open the links, read about the courses, think about them. And since the timeline was set way earlier, we had the time, actually we had the luxury of time to be able to take our time to go through these courses. So yeah, that just simple thing, one shared Excel spreadsheet really went a long way, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
What I've realized also out is, for students especially who want to start early, which is very important, of course, it gives you that buffer time to understand a lot of concepts. But अगर आप बहुत ज़्यादा time भी है आपके पास and you explore a lot and you don't put out the major understandings into one sheet, आप घूम फिर के एक साल बाद वही आ रहे हो.
Exactly. जो हो ही रहा था, मतलब मेरा वही हो रहा था, मैं एक साल से वही I was running in circles. तो हाँ.
Yeah. So I think the clear thing is, जो समझ आ रहा है आपको पहले पता होना चाहिए what exactly do you mean, right? I mean, if you know that logic, again, it becomes very. One major thing that I want to understand is, for example, a course like HCI, I'm sure a lot of people would not understand what the course is about. And there are students who come to us and say, HCI mein aapke jo top admins hai, tell us about that. And you don't have a lot of students going for it. Right? So what I'm trying to understand is, for you as a student who wanted a counselor, admits kya rahe hain past mein is important. But having IB admits with myself and having a role versus building a connect, which you mentioned of. But how will you gain that trust? Okay, this person will be able to get me results. What are the questions you will ask, your counselor to understand ki results aayenge ya nahi aayenge?
Yeah. So I think for me, I kind of you have to have a lot of self-belief at this stage, it's difficult, I know, but start mein you need to believe in yourself. At the end of the day, your counselor is not going to do your work for you, right? They're not going to go and study in your college. You only have to go and study, correct? So making sure that you yourself know your potential. Will you be able to go and do this? Sure. Even if you're able to say, okay, 70% I'm sure I can do this. More than enough, right? After that, just back yourself. So I knew कि मेरे को ये करना है. Now I need someone who will back me too. So one of my first meetings was with Shubh sir, and without knowing much about me, just reading my profile, he said, yeah, you will so easily be able to do this. Don't worry, we got this, right? Now, I don't know if he actually meant it or not. I don't know what was in his head, but you need to believe in yourself, and then you need a counselor who will believe in you. And that's all really, वो belief आ जाता है ना तब, उसके बाद अपने admits अपने आप आ जाएंगे मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि then you talk about yourself in a perspective where you're so confident about yourself, you forth your thoughts, your ideologies, your work in a very confident manner, and the colleges can recognize that, they see that. So if you yourself are unsure, if you yourself are underconfident, I would suggest first go do some research, go learn more about the course on your own. You can't rely on someone else. And once you have reached that level कि हाँ मुझे मालूम है ये मैं कर सकती हूँ, मुझे मालूम है ये मेरे को करना है, को मेरे को क्यों करना है, इसमें मेरे को क्यों grow होना है, correct? There needs to be some valid reason. So I'll talk about myself. So when it came to HCI, मेरा है, I don't like to box myself in. Industrial design is a really great profession, but I know that a lot of people are now looking for many more elements to come into design. Just having one part of it is not enough anymore, right? UI UX designers know graphic design, industrial designers know UI UX design, and design is such a mixed media profession. Everything mixes around, right? I mean, I know a little bit animation and things like that also. I knew कि मेरे को खुद को एक तो box नहीं करना है, and if I want to grow, I should be in a field that doesn't box itself in. When people ask me to explain to them what HCI is, I mentioned 10 different things because that's what it is. It's the amalgamation of so many different fields. And so, yeah, once I found that this what I want to do in life, this is where I want to go. I want to keep doors open for myself कि अगर मेरे को HCI से सिर्फ UI UX करना है मैं कर सकती हूँ. अगर मेरे को HCI से सिर्फ artificial intelligence में जाना है मैं कर सकती हूँ. अगर मैंने decide किया कि मेरे को अभी coding करना है, I can go and do that also, So once that interested me and once that was like, I want to do this, then it's just a matter of backing yourself and you find someone who will believe in you, you find a counselor who will believe in you and you got it. You don't really need much else. So yeah.
So लग रहा था when you started कि okay, I'm gonna make it through.
देखो एक तो एस माय प्रेप का गारंटी था ओके कि एक कॉलेज कम करवा लेंगे. So I was like, if I mess up, then I can always just be like, hello, you said you would get me into one college at least.
I'm glad you didn't have to say that.
Yeah. But हाँ मतलब शुभ सर से एक बार बात किया ना उसके बाद मेरे को बहुत कंफर्टेबल लगा था एक्चुअली बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड आई वाज एट 70% मार्क ही गॉट मी टिल 100. ही वाज लाइक अरे हो जाएगा आराम से टेंशन ही मत लो व्हाट्स द बिग डील. So yeah,
all throughout, especially the when I was offered started pouring in. So when Mahika का offer आया, then there was another offer for Mahika, and I was like, God, Imika also.
I have no idea, ma'am. I can't explain to you. Okay, so एक तो मैं Bangalore में
congratulations was compromised because the moment I was getting happy, Mahika, congratulations. I was like, okay, Imika is also there.
Yeah, no, it was very scary at that point. Waiting for admits, I think, was the worst. Okay, like I thought that the application process is going to be the worst, right? Very tiring, all that. Once the applications were done, it was hell. Just waiting, and Mahika का एक आया, दूसरा आया, and तीसरा का आ रहा है, and all, and I'm just like, भाई हो क्या रहा है? It hurt. So yeah, that was. I'm not even at home right now, right? Like Mahika and mom had each other for support. I'm alone in Bangalore over here and I'm just freaking out on my own every day. And the thing is, I have a few other friends who have applied for their masters. So one thing that I was telling myself is कि okay, undergrad का जल्दी आ रहा होगा, इसलिए मेरा नहीं आ रहा है. हाँ, तो मैं खुद को ये बता के थोड़ा सहला रही थी. But then I have some friends who are also doing their masters, and उनका भी आने लग गया था एक दो का. तब तो oh my god, worst. I wish I recorded how I had opened that email, okay? Because I was at office. It was 1:30. I saw the email and उसमें लिखा था, right? तो मैं बाहर भागी पहले तो. And बाहर भाग के I video call these guys, okay? My hands are literally shaking. It's sunny. इतना धूप आ रहा है कि मेरे स्क्रीन पे ग्लेयर आ रहा है, मेरे को दिख भी नहीं रहा है ढंग से, ठीक है? And hands are shaking. And oh my god, the UMD का site, okay, whatever it was, they were like, I thought email में लिखा होगा, email में नहीं था. They said go login. फिर login किया, वहां पे जाके एक और बटन दबाओ, फिर एक और बटन दबाओ, फिर लेटर में 2-3-4 लाइन के बाद नीचे, बाप रे, एंजाइटी थ्रू द रूफ, माय हैंड्स वर शेकिंग, एंड देन उसके बाद आई कुडंट इवन स्पीक, ओके, आई वाजंट एबल टू स्पीक, आई वाजंट एबल टू गेट आउट वर्ड्स, आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड क्राइंग. एंड ऑन द अदर एंड महिका एंड मम्मा कंफ्यूज, ये रो रही है, इसको मिला या ये रो रही है, इसको नहीं मिला, क्या हो रहा है, किसी को कुछ नहीं मालूम. Very funny.
Mahika, in fact, your first offer is like, I did the same thing on the subject. I've like written congratulations to school and everything. Yeah.
No, and the first offer which came from UMBC, actually how I opened it was a lot funnier than what happened with her in UMD, because when she was opening UMD, she directly opened their email. For UMBC, I was not expecting any sort of decision to be given. तो मैं चेक ही नहीं कर रही थी. I opened my personal email. वहां पे एस माई प्रेप का जो ऑटोमेटिक वो आया. I remember शाम का time था. Mom and I was sitting, we were chilling. I was just checking my emails. I opened कुछ तो there was a dollar amount that was written, and it was
in the
conditional.
ACE email.
हाँ,
Is
ACE
it check the official university email? Very good.
It's an update from UMBC, conditional offer of this US dollar amount received. So I said in the most धीमे आवाज possible कि माँ, are you free for a second? She said, हाँ बेटा क्या हुआ? And I looked mortified. And she was like, हाँ बेटा क्या हुआ? I was like, UMBC मतलब ACE My Prep का email आया है कि UMBC is giving scholarship. She was like, हैं? I was also like, I don't know. Then we went and checked. And we realized I had gotten in with scholarship. And I broke down crying.
It was so fun. They called me, okay, and Mahika is just screaming like, I don't know what is happening. Not one word she said. I have no context. मेरे को क्या मालूम? Just howling, screaming, shouting. I don't know what. I was so confused. I think then she finally had to give the phone to my mom, and my mom was able to get the words out. You know, she got into UMBC, she got the scholarship, whatever.
And Mrs. Java, very, very patient, very calm, and like, congratulations, you have an offer. Like, because I was literally waiting, offer एक तो offer आ जाए वहीं का, I'm waiting for a long time, all others getting offers. So like, that's I'm very happy, and of course she was very grateful for it, but very, very calm. I was like, my energy, I need more energy.
She, for whatever reason, didn't seem shocked. Because she had been telling us for years now कि universities तो तुम दोनों के लिए airplane भेजेंगे, तुम दोनों को उठा के लेके जाएंगे. We were like, हर parent को अपना बच्चा बहुत प्यारा लगता है, आप रहने दीजिए. But when our admits came, she was just like, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen.
She was so gangster about it, honestly, dude.
She was like, yeah, my kids are the best.
but all throughout. In fact, this is something I've discussed with my team also, because most of my team, when we have a meeting, they worry about, we've given these tasks to the students, they're not doing it, right? We create a profile enhancement plan, they're not following it, right? So we try to find out ways how we get them to, literally sometimes we have to gamify them so that they move one step ahead, right? And with both of you, it was so comfortable. I mean, you were always on top of these things, right? The portfolio hai, okay, Mahika, both of them are individually working on it. And honestly, you're one step ahead, right? You work very hard. How do you gather so much energy to manage so many things, right? You work literally very hard. How do you manage to do that?
Honestly, it was just that we had wanted this since we were children. Because, look, our mom comes from a very small town in Jharkhand. By chance, she happened to go study in Delhi, which was a big deal on its own. Yeah. Then she ended up marrying into a family that was in Pune, which is also a big city. So यहाँ आके modern family में रह के, then my dad had a US citizenship, and the both of them decided to move there. So it was just like small town की लड़की को इतने बड़े experiences मिले हैं. So she came from that sort of background, and she gained a lot of exposure. So our entire childhood, especially me being born and raised in India, was just कि US तो इतना अच्छा है, इतना सुकून है, वहाँ तो जन्नत है. Yeah, so it was just for us. It just felt like that's the ultimate destination. Yeah. So there came a point where it was all we wanted, and the energy was basically like, ये नहीं तो कुछ नहीं, and हम लोग जा रहे हैं, no matter what.
Yeah. I remember, that because in between there was a time you were also occupied. I think you were occupied in college. So I was only talking to your mom, right? So in between, I used to just ask her what's going on. She used to end her call this way every time, that अच्छा कुछ और होगा ना जिस पे इनको कुछ बोलना है, कुछ पोस्ट करना है, आप मुझे बताना, I will get it done. मैंने कहा नहीं भाई, वो already बहुत pressure है. They're always just taking long. They're doing it.
Our mom used to push us a lot too. Like she used to just be like,
she used to just like come check in, give reminder कि बेटा मेरा आज लग गया, मैम से बात हुआ, तुम लोग का वो portfolio हो गया. So she would just come, give a little suggestion, and very sweet.
Yeah, and she'd just be like, थोड़ा टाइम मिले तो कर लेना. एक काम करते हैं, डिनर के बाद अपन 1 घंटा सब तीनों जन बैठते हैं ना साथ में, तीनों जन करते हैं ऐसा. So just small nudges she used to give us whenever she could remind us. Aisa. So yeah.
So I had to push most of my students, and even after that push, I had to rework on things a lot. Right here, the portfolio first of all, cannot be great. And secondly, I used to be like, अगर मैं यहाँ पे push करूँगी ज़्यादा, it should not be an idle typical counselor कि यार I was बोला portfolio दे दो. And but I still needed it very early because I was expecting कि मुझे काम करना पड़ेगा. And I think this is Jambar has been, very smooth communication at that time when I was, sort of in the mindset that, okay, you need to have time.
Yeah.
Right? And, coming to the major process, when it started. So there was a lot of time, Monica, especially with you, when I was talking of what do we need to study, right? We initially were doing just a lot of calls on ye course mein jana hai, ye course karna hai. So how were those calls structured in your head? I mean, what sense did it make to you as a student in identifying कि कौन सा कोर्स करूँ नहीं करूँ? उस कॉल पे आके आपको क्या वैल्यू समझ आ पा रहा था, at that point?
Well, honestly, it was like I had done my research in the back end, and like she was saying earlier, there's a plethora of information out there. So chances are you're going to confuse yourself a lot more. So I knew that I was interested in a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wanted to find something that can umbrella it a little bit more. Like, for example, I'm very interested in law, and I have been for a very long time right now. But I didn't know कि 110% वही करना है. So I didn't want to tie myself down to it, but I still wanted to keep that option open. So it was kind of more like the counselor will not know you as well as you know yourself. So now it was more like I told you I'm interested in all of these things, and you were putting options in front of me कि हम ये कर सकते हैं, हम वो कर सकते हैं, ये किया तो ये ऑप्शंस ओपन है, ये किया तो ये नहीं है, बट इसके ये बेनिफिट्स है. सो इट वाज मोर लाइक यू वर एबल टू स्ट्रक्चर माय थॉट्स better than I was, and then finally the decision was mine. So
yeah, I mean the decision, because we do a lot of calls. I think still with you, the things that are selected were still sort of falling under a common umbrella. The lot of students sometimes they just come, कि computer science पढ़ने जाए या mechanical, like two sides.
Very different.
Yeah. And the confusion in your case was more like, okay, it's potato, right? I mean, it's just a difference of कहाँ से आपको start करना है. All of it is very connected. But most of the student things are not that connected, right? So जब आप एक course finalize कर रहे हो, ideally, and that's for both of you. When you are finalizing your master's level course, and that too especially being done from the US, what are the things that you would want to keep in mind? What are the factors you want to keep in mind? For example, maybe the job market, maybe the ROI you're thinking of, maybe what skills are needed. So as a student, what all could you realize out of it?
I think so like you mentioned, if there are students who are getting confused with vastly different fields, right? ये मेरा हो रहा था 12th standard में, basically दो बहुत अलग fields थे. So sometimes it helps to look a lot further in the future. So if you look at your first of all the area you're going to, for example अगर US पढ़ने जा रहे हो तो, और US में मैं UMD में apply कर रही हूँ specifically, right? Now UMD का college, let's say, is known for its mechanical engineering over chemical engineering, for example. Let's say I'm confused between the two. So sometimes you can think of it from a more statistical standpoint कि अगर मैं इस कॉलेज में जा रही हूँ, अगर मेरे को इस कॉलेज में मिला तो मेरे को ये पढ़ना चाहिए क्योंकि इस कॉलेज में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग के डिग्री से the job scope, financial scope, all of that is much better. Okay. Which especially in more STEM courses and things like this, a lot of these things matter, which college you're from. In art courses, it wouldn't really matter तुम कौन से college में से आ रहे हो, because it's kind of everything is very subjective. It's more on you as a person and your skills. But when it comes to these kind of courses, they really, jobs especially I'm talking about, they really look at which college you're from. अगर UMD से तुमने chemical engineering किया, you may not get that good of a placement, let's say, as you will doing UMD से mechanical. So sometimes when you can't find any other direction, the math of it makes a lot of sense. मैं खुद का example देती हूँ. I got into NID and I got into MIT Institute of Design for product design, right? So मेरे को product design करना था. Now NID is overall a much better college, without any confusion. I can say design के लिए it's the best in India, right? But NID is the best for communication design. When I
Right.
look at product design, their faculty is not great for product design. Their faculty is much better for communication design. MIT mein communication design is not as great as product design is. ऐसा.
Yeah.
So मैंने उस basis पे choose किया. You don't necessarily, you can look at specifics
Right.
of things. Actually, MIT में product design में मेरे को सीखने को और मिलेगा. उसका
Right.
recognition for product design is much better.
Right.
And which is true. It's come through in my work, in my projects. You can see that I've now gotten a Masters of Science में admission मिला है मेरे को, correct? तो अगर मैं NID से करती, शायद मेरे को उतना technical skill and knowledge नहीं मिलता था.
Well, that's true.
सबसे भी देख सकते हैं, मतलब just a suggestion. Yeah.
ठीक है, Maika, coming from an undergrad perspective, how do you select a course there? Because master's level पे फिर भी थोड़ा सा एक direction is relevant, right? So what what factors would exist for a student at an undergrad level?
I think especially for me, because I was interested in so many different things, there were times where I felt like I want to do just a visual arts course. Times where I felt कि communication करते हैं, journalism करते हैं, law करते हैं. Times where I was interested in film and media. So it was also about stepping back, looking at my profile, because my profile is not something that was intentionally built. My profile is very unintentional and very much with the idea of opportunities milte the. I used to just pick them up if I was interested. So it was about stepping back, looking at my profile and realizing that, okay, there's a pattern here, that I am very speaking oriented, very writing oriented, is that I often write for magazines or I often write for blogs. And I've done a lot of public speaking and script writing. So trying to understand where I'm naturally heading towards. And then after that, to some degree, I was also leaving it up to an admissions officer's point of view. Is that I applied for a lot of communications programs, but at the same time, there were programs that were film and media.
Yeah.
So it came down to also ki, their judgment could be valuable to see ki, is my profile suited for a film and media course or is it suited for a communication course?
Yeah.
So even if you're still a little bit on the fence about it, your final decision will tell you a lot about these things.
I think undergrad students a lot of times sleep on LinkedIn. Like, I would really suggest undergrad students to start using LinkedIn. Like, if you're looking for a specific course in a specific college, reach out to students who are currently there. You'll be surprised how many seniors will actually reply back and give you the time. People are really, really helpful actually. वो जो insider insight मिलता है ना, you won't तुम 100% बात करोगे उसमें से सिर्फ 5% का चीज will be helpful actually, but that 5% could really steer your decision. Makes a huge difference. So yeah, go get on LinkedIn, start DMing people, talking to people, make connection requests.
Right. I think, of course, throughout this process, there were a lot of things that were important. The application, figuring out the right schools, and I think, Inika, you had a very clear target. UMB is what we used to say. So I think we had a right set on that, right? Location-wise, एक बहुत अच्छा direction था हमारे पास. But I think throughout the process, one thing that I personally wanted to make it perfect was the editing, because honestly, you had done so much. Both of you had so many things in your profile, and sort of it was like a puzzle, what to keep, what not to keep, right? And when we were finalizing the SOP, especially, the first draft, I remember it came, it was like, no, not happy. Let's put more things, right? By the time I had the core draft, and these are drafts जो आपके पास actually नहीं गए थे. These were the ones that I was working on the background. So एक बार edit हुआ, दूसरी बार edit हुआ, तीसरी बार. When it came to the fourth time, I actually removed most of the things because they were being talked off on the portfolio, and I prefer to keep it very related to what you stand for. Because also जो आपने inputs दिए थे, they were very personalized. They were not just a brag of credentials, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I understood. Let's keep it, in a storytelling format, right? Let's keep it just how you are. And I think the sort of, lifestyle, we wanted to highlight, I think we were able to come up with that, right?
Yeah.
But as a student, right, when you were giving those inputs to me, what was your approach? Because I can understand there were just a few questions to be answered, right? But you would have expected, nahi yaar, mujhe to ye bhi likhna hai. This is how I wanted to be. I wanted emotional. I wanted to be very confident. So how did you manage to make your inputs very concise for me?
I think for me, it was all about I told myself that with this process, I'm just going to be very transparent about myself, who I am as a person, everything out there without being scared. You know what I mean? Like I really came to terms with that. I was like, this is about my life. This is about my future. और मेरे को अगर ये चाहिए तो I have to be very true and very transparent. So all the questions that you guys asked and everything, just answered very openly, very honestly, I think. And I think that was all that I had in mind. उसके आगे नहीं कुछ, उसके पीछे नहीं कुछ. एक चीज था जो मेरे को महिका और मेरे में डिफरेंस लगा is कि when I was also in school, I was able to do a lot of different extracurriculars and all that. And if you're applying as a grad student, most probably what happens is by school time you're still very involved in these activities and all, but till the time you reach college you kind of fall out of it. तो मैंने realize किया कि मेरे extra curricular school के बहुत सही थे, college के उतने नहीं हैं. And I wish I could use those school वाले here, but you can't, right? It's been so long ago, you can't really.
No point.
Yeah, that's no point. And you should have extracurriculars from your university time also. I would suggest to students who are in university right now कि तुम करो और जितना चीज स्कूल में करते हो उतने ही और चीजें करो. Keep building that. It's important. Yeah.
Maika, your input on the ethic.
I think from an undergrad point of view, I think there's two very large misconceptions people that are applying for undergrad have. Number one is that Ivies are the perfect school for you. If you think about it logically, अगर हम सब बच्चे एक स्कूल को अपना ड्रीम स्कूल समझते हैं, but we're all so incredibly unique, how does it make sense that this one school is perfect for all of us? So I think a lot more time and effort and a lot more criteria needs to be put into selecting the perfect school for you. And that applies to course also. Like there were some courses which had the option of comedic journalism, which I'm interested in. So that was something that really appealed to me. So that's one misconception that needs to be sorted out moving forward. And the second misconception is that you can predict what appeals to admissions officers. You can't. You actually can't. And I can say that with confidence because I have a very distinct profile from other people that I know, but we've still managed to get admits. In fact, my sister and I have very distinct profiles and we've still both managed to get good admits. So there's no point in trying to look at extracurriculars from the point of view ki, I need to play an instrument also, I need to do a sport also. Jo kar raha hai, tum wo karo, just with a lot of genuinity. So I think that's a big part of the entire process as well.
Yeah, it's huge. And the thing is, you'll see and talk to so many people who would be like, you need to sell a sob story. You need to tell तुम्हारी जिंदगी में क्या बाधा हुआ है, क्या तकलीफ हुआ है, ये सब. But वो सब अगर है तकलीफ वगैरह, sure, talk about it. But it's talk about the good parts also, the bad parts also, everything. You are unique as a person and don't try to find new things to try to change that. Be true to yourself and you'll come off as that.
I think like especially with the SOPs, the sort of questions I was asking were about our lives and about our journeys, but not in an intrusive way. So we were very much in control of how much I want to talk about, how much I don't want to talk about. So for me, it was more like my upbringing has been very, very crucial to who I am as a person. And to have a very distinct personality at my age is something that has stemmed from my background and my family's background. So I wanted to talk about that. Ki I come from a family that does value education. I come from a family that also values culture and family values a lot. So when we were writing the SOP, I kind of wanted to focus on the fact कि credentials तो वैसे भी दिखेंगे, मेरा resume वैसे भी दिखेगा, मेरे grades वैसे भी दिखेंगे. So what makes me unique? I want to talk to colleges as if कि you are my dream university for XYZ reason. I wanted to talk more about that. I value any opportunity I will get, and I wanted to talk about the fact कि I'm a hardworking student regardless. And just to be able to further my education is a dream enough. So I didn't want to sugarcoat anything. I didn't want to suck up to anyone. So yeah, I think it was important.
I think Joe inputs they were also definitely very honest, and that was the beauty of it. And honestly, when I was sending you the first draft, because see, I have basic content, right? And then I have to select. And I prefer to select things that I would have ideally not, gone forward with. Because for master level student, you want to be very particular about the skills. You want to focus on, those credentials. Of course, the story is important, but you cannot, just boast out the story, right? It has to be real. I think in your case, there were such beautiful stories individually, and I love reading them. I mean, I was going through input. I read them as if I'm reading a story literally, right? And that's what appealed to me most. I was worried of the fact that, okay, I have written them in a very simple language. And I deliberately did that because the moment you put, fancy words to story people cannot understand, I think it just loses everything, right? So मैंने उसको धीरे धीरे करके I tried to turn it to very simple words. And when I was sending you the essays, I'm like, these guys are gonna say that, the words are very simple. It seems fairly simple, very plain. But yes, I think on the first draft you said it looks good. I had a sigh of relief because most of the students would say, "Yeah, all fancy banao, make it more fancy, put more like big words onto it." Right?
Yeah.
So, what were your expectations from it? Yeah.
No, I think Ulta, we appreciated that. Like we were concerned, on the other hand, that maybe we won't come off as who we are in the SOP. Like if Mahika and I would have written it, we would have written it in a very personal tone, in a very storytelling tone, right? And that's exactly what we got from you. And it wasn't overly decorated. It wasn't trying to sell something that we're not. And like you're saying, you were scared that we would want that. It was
because most of the edits, I mean, when the editing team is working on it, there, and I look at the re-edits if there are any. I mean, most of them are like, okay, this will be to be more, fancier and more.
Yeah.
Here, I had to, because there was a vision in mind, and I didn't want to bias it. So I prefer not writing on my email कि मैंने जानबूझ के इसको simple रखा है, देख लेना. Rather, I just send it across. Let me see, what thought process is there. And honestly, if you have told me make it fancy, then I'm gonna try to explain why it looks this way. But I think it worked. So
Yeah.
All right.
Also, in one of our first meetings, we had told you guys that we don't want our SOPs to be entirely written by you. Like we have a lot of faith in the fact that we can get our story across in a very genuine, regular manner. So when we sent our first drafts to you, and you guys didn't drastically change it and make us sound like people that we aren't, we were very grateful for that, because I don't see a point in receiving an admit when you didn't sound like the person that you really are. So
yeah,
I think it's very relevant to talk of this because ideally how people would take it as, okay, are you not drafting the SOP for us? We would say, of course we are. And even if you give us one sentence, we can write 2 pages on it. But the point is, it has to sound like you. I mean, it's your personality. And, I appreciate when a student would say that I'm writing the first draft. We would never force the student to do that. But I would love it because then I have genuinely what the student is feeling like, what the student wants. And even if I'm changing it completely, I can really know what the student would want.
In fact, I think most students, it's not at this stage, it's not about the writing of it. It's not about how nice it comes off or how beautiful it looks. I feel like students are scared because they think it needs to be in such proper English and it needs to be so interesting and so captivating and things like that. But I think as a first draft, every student should write their SOP on their own. It's who you are, and your counselor will be able to so much better understand you, right? And they will help you later with the nitty-gritty, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. They'll help you out with the grammar. They'll help you out in making it sound like you want to sound, correct? But at the heart of it, it should still be you. So I would definitely suggest to most students that just write it. It's no big deal. It's nothing. It's not like तुम जो लिखोगे हम भेज देंगे बिना पूछे. Right? You can always rework on it. So एक बार तो खुद से लिख देना चाहिए, मेरे को लगता है.
I think it's very similar to the entire approach on profile building. Is that students are often trying to understand what is desired, what is required by the university. I think the best way to look at things is कि जो मैं हूँ वो हूँ, and it's just about making sure the university is fully aware of that. And especially when counselors are rewriting your essays or editing your essays, one big advantage of that entire thing is ki you are looking at my story from a very third person point of view. So you're able to actually point out ki what you are undermining is actually a very great thing, and let's focus on that a little bit more. So when you and the counselor are meeting each other halfway to actually write a decent essay that gets you as a person across to the university, that's what makes a huge difference. And I also think that's a very big difference between applying to colleges in India versus applying abroad. इसकी वहाँ पे हम ज़्यादा interviews नहीं लेते हैं, essays, SOPs नहीं देखते हैं, and even if we do, we don't give them that much weightage. So when we are abroad, we're kind of thinking of it the same way. कि वो मेरा grades check करेंगे, SAT, IELTS, all of these credentials they'll check, but they give equal importance to who you are as an individual.
Absolutely. I think what I tell, all the students is they want to invest in you. They're not going to invest because you are applying to top universities, right? I mean, the applicant pool is so cream. You cannot fight between 90 and 92, right? It needs to be you who's, in the competition, right? But I think both of you, again, the inputs, like I said, have been a great help in this journey. And honestly, not just the journey, but beyond this journey or this study abroad relationship, I think I've admired the way you've taken on this entire process of all these months. Now, as you plan to go, ready to go, how do you feel? Excited? Not nervous, I think. I don't expect you guys to be nervous. So, what's going on in your mind now?
Not nervous, honestly. Our mother now is nervous, I would say. So all this time she was the calm one and we were anxiety, nervous, everything. But I think now she's getting a little nervous. But I think for us at least it's much easier since we are all going together. We have a lot of support system. But pack our bags and leave. That's all that's there with me.
I think definitely the visa. I mean, of course, the visa status made the last part of it a little easier because we don't have to typically find a visa, go and get the interview. But I think still your mother now has like a million things to sort, accommodation, the status there.
Now her role comes in, right, majorly. So she's really getting worried now. But that's okay. Now that Mahika and I are calm, we can help her out. So it's still...
Also, like for me personally, I'm a pretty anxious person in general. And, like she was talking about, we expected the application process to be the most nerve-wracking.
Yes.
But it turned out to be the waiting for your admit letter to be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So now that I've gotten my decisions, ki kahan se acceptance aaya, kahan se rejection aaya, I am extremely anxious about choosing the right university for myself. So I think once I get past that, then I'll be chill, hopefully.
Right. I think there could be a difference in our personalities also. Honestly, मेरा तो मैं बहुत चिल हो गई हूँ अभी. मेरे को तो मालूम है बस जाना है, पढ़ना है, sorted है मेरा तो.
That exists because even on the session, let's say I'm giving you a task versus I'm giving you a task. And you say, I'll do it. Mahika would be like, okay, I need to do it by this time, by this day. So there's a drastic difference. But yes, I think Mahika, you've talked about the right thing because see, in your case, you have to use the dream and gone through. So I think it is very clear. I mean, दूसरी university, वहाँ पे scholarship we have, but I think it makes a lot of sense for you. So you, Mahika, especially, I think we're talking of UMBC, we're talking about George Washington, George Mason. So scholarship एक हमारा differentiation factor है still. And I think cost is something that you're still trying to figure out how that goes.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm all set if you select George Washington. I would say that's the best choice as of now. Yeah. So let's try to kind of crack more scholarships there. I think let's figure out. Let's try.
I would also give this as advice to people that are applying for their undergraduate admissions is that the reason why I'm still trying for George Washington, even though it's at a much higher tuition rate, I'm still trying because I think it's very possible to still crack it, and I'm not expecting my parents to, take out loans or like sell kidney to make it happen. So I think it's extremely important to still be realistic. Either way, any university that you'll attend will probably still be really great, even if it's not your top choice. So it's okay to ease up a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And I think last evening the team was doing this calculation of your total scholarship, summing it up. It came out to be 186. And
God.
yeah, so we do have those scholarships. So I think that number itself is definitely what I would want to tell everybody, that yes, studying abroad is it's not a piece of cake, but now it's still more doable because there are a lot of scholarships, and a lot of students, when they're coming to us, they don't believe that you can get scholarships, and it's still a big deal. It's like a black box.
We didn't either, I don't think.
Yeah.
Especially like this, without applying, it just came with the admit. I think we were really, really shocked by this too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think scholarships is something that are doable, and I think for any student who's looking abroad, and especially in your case, you guys have sort of become another case study जहाँ पे cost बहुत important है, because we are still finalizing. I mean, we have a lot of scholarships, हम भी सोच रहे हैं, हम इतना calculate करके इतना decision ले रहे हैं. So it just reinforces the fact that cost eventually has to be a very major factor which you want to do. All right. Now, going to the last part, how was your experience? I mean, initially, of course, you've been throughout with Ace My Prep for a long time. Towards the last major segment, your application, I was your point of contact. But overall, I mean, not just from the offer standpoint, which speaks for itself, but how was your experience being with us, being connected with us, which you stress upon, कि वो ज़रूरी होना चाहिए, connect होना चाहिए, right? So how was your experience?
For me, it was more like there was this point of understanding where I had a realization that this is not a business deal, or this is not a service it's not entirely a service that's being provided to me. It's a relationship between my counselor and I. There were times where certain universities were being suggested to me that were out of the criteria my family was looking for. So it was at a point where I have to communicate to my counselor ki, this is not what is fitting into my requirements, and for them to communicate back to me ki, okay, but I still think you should try. Yeah. So once I started understanding that it's a relationship and it's not formal, it's not pressing, it's not like I have to listen always to what you are telling me to do. It's an A and B conversation. So once I understood that, it was very much about trying to understand each other, trying to understand what I'm lacking in the process or what my misconceptions are. Because at the start of it, a lot of consultancy firms will tell you that they help you with profile building, which is cool. Some students may really be looking for someone to help them with profile building. Yeah. But for me, I was not as interested in that as I was with the entire procedure. So once my counselor and I were able to reach that understanding, it was just about going through the process, doing one thing, and busting a lot of myths, because I did apply to certain very top universities, and unka rejection milne ke baad, currently I'm like, okay, I see why we were not a good fit for each other, and things worked out the way they were meant to work out. So it's about things like that as well. Also little details that you have to explore with each other. Like I was talking to you about the Duolingo English test instead of the and that was a very long conversation, and we had a lot of back and forth. And finally, you gave your suggestion ki I don't want ki tum Duolingo bhi do and end up ki it's not accepted by certain universities, so you have to end up taking another test as well. So just chill. Even about SAT, when I was talking to Vijay sir about it, he said that the score you've gotten on your first attempt is good. It's great. But if you're thinking of a second attempt, it has to be a big jump that you can show college that I've made a big impact. So these are things that you start learning as you start having these conversations. Also, there was a realization of having to be very involved in this process, because it's my admit, not yours. So while you are helping me out, everything cannot solely be done by you. If I'm the student, how can I expect you to apply on my behalf? You can guide me through the process, you can help me out with it, but that's about it. So students, and I would suggest that parents as well, need to be super involved in the whole thing. Then it becomes breathable, then it doesn't feel like a task. It becomes more of an experience that I'm very grateful to have.
Makes sense.
My prep ka organizational skill and how kind of they were very OCD with it actually, and that really helped me out. I really appreciated that.
Somebody mentioned that because I'm literally like indentation. The font has to be born for that.
Yeah. So I think I really appreciated that OCD-ness of the whole thing. मतलब उसके बाद जो करना था, पोर्टफोलियो है, SOP है, essays है, जो भी है, वो सब मेरे को मालूम था मेरे को करना है. But I needed someone जो मेरे को बताए अभी तुम मेरे को ये सबमिट करो, अभी तुम मेरे को ये दो, अभी तुम मेरे को ये दो, इसका ये करते हैं. So that really made the process so much smoother, very smooth sailing, and really reduced, my anxiety, my stress. So yeah, that loved it.
So like we're very logic requiring people. So like if you give me a task to do without explaining to me why it has to be done, I will probably not do that task. And this applies to my parents as well, that if they're asking me to do something, I need logic behind it. So with Ace My Prep, it was like extremely involved throughout the entire procedure, and not just ki make a website because I'm telling you. It's more so make a website because of XYZ reasons, and this is why it will help you. So that really helped the entire process. I feel like I'm a lot more educated about how things work at the end of this entire thing, which I think is a good goal to have.
It is a very important goal, and I think most of the students would not set that goal. But this doesn't have to be a study abroad journey. What I tell everybody is, admit is like it will come to you. It's something that will automatically come when you are just working on it. And I think you both literally were doing that in the process.
Yeah.
So I was actually not worried. I knew you were gonna get good. Great. All right. So as we end this podcast, any sort of tip you would want to give to the study abroad aspirants out there? Some major learning.
One tip I will always keep saying is that do not expect to be spoon-fed, or do not expect someone else to do your work for you, because frankly, I'm pretty neurotic with how things are done for my own work. So I don't think मुझे चलता भी अगर आप सब चीज करके देते. So that's one thing. Also on the back end, you need to be doing a lot of research on your own and verifying it, especially if you're a special case like we are. कि इंडिया में पढ़े हुए हैं but we have US citizenship. So we needed to find things about FAFSA and CSS that most counselors cannot guide you on. So you start doing that, ask for a little help on those things, like little things. You told me कि email रात के 10 बजे के बाद भेजो, which is not something I would have thought of on my own. So these little attention to details and good involvement in the process has to be there. Also, the fact that there is a perfect university for every student out there. You just have to see what criteria is perfect for you. Like for some students, they're only concerned about the ranking. And if you're going on your own and your family isn't coming with you, then obviously location isn't much of an issue. But you need to really figure out what criteria fits you best.
I think I would say that this entire process can be very overwhelming. It can be a lot. There's so many things going on, and you could really lose your way. So one of the main things that I would tell anyone trying to do this is just keep your end goal in mind. Keep reminding yourself कि जो भी हो रहा है मेरे को ये reason के लिए मैं ये कर रही हूँ, and maybe write it down on a post-it, keep it up on the wall somewhere to just keep reminding yourself again and again कि it's okay, जो हो रहा है इस चीज के लिए हो रहा है. If you are walking into a wall, if there's something going wrong, it's okay. And one thing that I like to do is think of the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, admit nahi mila. It's okay. We can try again next year. It's not the end of the world, So yeah, once you're mentally okay with the worst case scenario, you're good to go. So yeah, that's it.
All right. So on that note, really thank you so much, not just for this podcast, but actually the entire journey, for being lovely students, for being very hardworking students, being very involved students. I always felt you're on my side, so I was not chasing this alone, right? And I think I'm literally very happy seeing all these admins are there. I'm literally so happy, and not just for you, especially for Mrs. Jamba, the hard work that she's done. And I think hearing the stories, from you all throughout the process, part of the editing, I think she sort of deserves the best life, and you guys deserve the best life. And finally, as your dream come true, I think you have just one more person who wishes you all the best, who just wants the best things to you. All the best as you move forward, and of course, I'm just one mail away. That's what I'm telling you.
Thank you so much for having us as a part of your organization and for helping us out make our dreams a reality. Because like she was saying, that if you have 70%, someone has to help you out with that 30%. So I knew that we had the profile. We needed someone experienced to actually guide us through the entire thing and take some weight off our shoulders. So thank you for doing that.